Hey, so I wanted to spend a bit of time going over how to start a paid group. And the reason I want to do this is that it's one of the easiest things that you can do for your business. It's one of the best ways to unite a community. And it's also, I believe, better than creating a free group in many ways, depending on your niche, because you're going to get a lot more qualified people coming through. Even if you charge just a small amount, you're going to find that the people coming into your community, your group, are going to be much more responsive, much more active. And I'm not talking about a group in the sense of a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group. I'm more talking in the sense of a group that fuels your business. So the modern version of what we would call a membership website is basically what I want to show you how to create today. And I know how to do this well. I work with a number of people in doing this. We have a software that makes this really easy that I'll show you in this video. And the reason I wanted to do this is I think it's a really topical thing that a lot of people, they want to know, hey, where do I start? And this will hopefully give you some place to start in a very simple framework. So we're going to go through, first of all, the offer and what's most important to think about when creating a paid group. We'll then go into framework. What I use as my framework when I'm doing this, it's not rocket science. You'll be able to follow it and do it immediately after this video. And then the platform, why the platform's important, the different types of platforms that are out there, I'll briefly go over it, and also our platform, which is Communi. So you don't need a large audience or platform to start this whole process off. That's the other big thing. A lot of people are held back and they think, hey, I need to go over social media, I need to do this first, I need to do that. You don't. Actually, the best thing that you can do is by creating a product. It gives you something and a direction of where to go, what to sell. You can then make money, and you can then start to communicate a message and refine that message as soon as you have a product to sell. Now, another option that you have as well is, obviously you could go into consulting, and I want to cover that because a lot of people do recommend going into consulting first. That can also be good. If you have experience doing that already, then you might be at the place where you're ready to start a product. If you haven't done any consulting, then you may be looking first of all to create something that is a lower price product or an offer that you can do based on your experience, and you'll know best whether that's a good fit for you or not. For me personally, I have the most experience in creating products. That's what I've done for a long time, so I coach on that. And I think it's the best place to start regardless of whether you want to go into consulting or not. If you have a product that's going to help you in your consulting business to gain credibility and also to find prospects for a lower cost than you would have to invest in ads. So for example, to get your name known, you can start a product, and that also opens you up to more opportunities. So what's the best type of product that you can create? It's a group related product where basically you have an offer, then your group name, and then you're going to have that housed in some sort of platform. So your offer is really a transformation, and I'm not going to go deep into this. You don't really need it when you're first starting off unless you're really going to get deep into it. My usual process whenever I'm creating a new offer or product is I actually just refresh my mind on the StoryBrand framework, which I really like. And that's basically like you've got a hero. It's not about you, it's about them. They're on a journey and they have a problem. So we identify what that hero's problem is, and then we look at the solutions and the symptoms of that problem. So the symptoms being that they've got an internal problem, they've got an external problem, and then we have to kind of make that clear. So what I would usually do is I would write down the problem that my prospect faces. And if you want to find that, you could obviously use ChatGPT to explore different ideas. You yourself could have a look or talk to people that are wanting a solution to a problem that they have. So you could say, hey, I know that you wanted to earn money doing this. What's holding you back from that? And you could then understand some of the problems that come out as a result of that. And then you can kind of map what that is going to be, that transformation. The other way of doing this is just really fast. You could just say, hey, launch your first product in 30 days. That's the transformation you're going to sell. Land your first 3 paid freelance clients in 21 days. Launch your first 3 YouTube videos in 14 days. It doesn't really matter what you are promoting because there's always going to be a market for it. What is important though is being really specific about the transformation itself. People want to know how long it's going to take them to get that transformation. So if they're being introduced to your brand or you for the first time, they want to know how long they have to give you an opportunity, a chance basically, and how long a period of time it's going to take for this transformation. If you're able to communicate to them, it's going to help them to overcome that kind of hurdle of making the purchase from you faster, because they're like, hey, well, I can invest 30 days into this. This sounds great. Or, I'll give this 21 days to try and get my first 3 paid clients. And then it gives you that time to lay out your framework, lay out your solution in a way that's going to be really good. Another way of thinking about this is just starting, what is your current prospect's position and where do they want to be? Say, in what period of time? Where do they want to be? What do they want to do? And then create a product or a group around doing that and helping people to do that. And then again, that gives them something clear to kind of stick to and work towards. Now, obviously, I don't need to say this, but you want to have some experience doing that yourself. So if you need to, from the beginning, before you've got maybe a really good message, the best thing you can do is, first of all, unite a community around a common goal. So you could say that, hey, I'm working towards this, and I'm on this journey, and I will share with you what I learn. That's a really good way of positioning it from the beginning. So you're not having to overcommit, you're not having to make claims that you can't live up to. Instead, you're positioning it as you being on the journey and them being able to join you on that journey through a community. And a lot of people create YouTube videos, like me, for example. I create YouTube videos. I'm on that journey over YouTube. And I'm hoping that people will join my community because they want to join me on this journey as I roll out different videos, as I share different ideas. And then from that, they also learn as they are also on that journey with me. So you could think about it in that way as well. Then all you need to think about is a brand name, a group name, something that people can kind of attach to, that is attached to your brand. You could obviously use your name and you could create a group around your name. It can be limiting though, because if you want to create other groups in the future or other different products, you're kind of locked into your name unless you make some changes, which at the beginning it doesn't really matter that much. Me personally, I like to go with a name. So one of my brands that I do coaching through is Crowd Conversion. And we have our Crowd Conversion Accelerator, which is a short-term 14-day workshop that we begin with, and then we move into other packages on top of that. But you could do something like Create a Startup Lab, 30-Day Reset Collective, and these are products that you can sell for a lower cost, and then maybe they have different tiers in the future. Maybe you sell more in the future. It doesn't really matter. We're getting started at the moment. So, whatever the price is, you want to start off with some sort of brand. So you start with a group name. Now to the platform that you'll need. There's a number of platforms out there. There's School, there's Circle. These platforms are really, really good. They're established. They also come with a much higher cost. And I'll show you why Communi is a better option. And it's not just me, but we've built this over the last 4 years with thousands of creators who wanted a solution, and they had problems. Say that they didn't want to have to pay monthly forever. They didn't want to be locked into a brand. They wanted customization, and they've told us these things over a long period of time, and we've built a really good solution that's a one-time price. It looks much better. You can rebrand it. It looks great, and also it earns you more money, because through this software we have a really unique system that you won't find anywhere else, where you can create a group, and then from that one group you can sell upgrades, you can create different products, and it really expands the amount of money that you can make on top of everything else that we're doing to help our creators as well. And right now we have people in our software making tens of thousands of dollars through the software, which is fantastic. So the platform I recommend is Communi, and I'll show you now how this works. So we're going to jump into the software now, and I'll show you how you go about creating your first paid group. So literally within the next 10 to 15 minutes after this video, you can go and do this yourself. Okay, so here's how the software looks. This is the community aspect of it. Every group, when I say group, includes a community, it includes courses, events, members, and you then communicate as the admin of your group from this posts environment here, and others can also post within your community as well. So there's a few benefits of this. I won't go really deep into it because I've got other videos where you can watch a full walkthrough of this, and I recommend watching those. Basically, when you're first starting a product, you want to find out what issues come up for people, where they get stuck, where they need help, and you want to encourage them to post as much as possible. And that's what we've done with our software from the beginning. It's the same with software as well, a software product. We encourage people to post different things that they want, different features. We run polls all of the time, and we really just want to explore where people are getting stuck and see if we can solve those problems. And that's how the software has come about and how we've built it. Now, once you get access, and there's a link down below in the description, then what you can do is you can go in here and you can create a new group. So for me, if I'm creating crowd conversion, for example, I would go crowd conversion, and this is about building your audience, joining me on this journey of building my audience over YouTube. And I might set a price of, say, $99 on that. And I would say that maybe it's a one-time, because it'll be the first step into other things perhaps. Then I upload an image, a logo for this. So we'll see if I've got a crowd conversion image here. I do. We'll just use this one for starters. As a quick example, you'd obviously want to create a logo. It doesn't need to be a great logo. It could be a face to start off with. It really doesn't matter. From the beginning, I've put my profile picture in there, and then I've just kind of expanded, and you can do the same thing as well. I think you'll just want to have a message, one message that summarizes the transformation that you're going to produce in people. We'll start with that. Now, that's not the best. I'd probably put this through and try and find other ways of wording it that are a little bit better, but then you literally just create the group. And once you've created a group, you're now ready to go. So you can now create a few posts to welcome people in. You can, if you want to, create a course to start this process off. You create a course for people that they get when they get into the group, your group. You could create an event that gives them a future date where they can connect with you live and communicate with you, which people really want. They want to connect with you, and that's why they'll join your group as well, and they'll want to connect with others too. And you can also then go ahead and you can start inviting people. You could either invite them manually, or you can get a landing page link that looks kind of like this, and you're ready to go. Your group is ready to accept people. People are ready to purchase, and you can literally just send an email out. You can do a YouTube video on this. You can share it with someone that might want to buy. They can click and they can immediately buy, and then you receive the money immediately after that purchase. And that's how it works. So there's obviously other things to this software. You can check that out. We're not focusing so much on that today. What we're focusing on is these three components here. And I hope that you've got this in this video. So if you're looking for the fastest way to get started and you're looking for direction in your business, there's no better way of doing that right now than first creating an offer, then finding the right system that's going to create a transformation within your audience, and third, creating that transformation or housing that transformation in a group environment, which Communi allows you to do. So subscribe if you want more content like this, follow along, and I look forward to sharing with you more what we're working on, tips about how to create a successful business on the internet, how to use group software, what we're doing within our community. I'll be showcasing that on this channel, as well as I'll be doing interviews with some of our successful group creators that are using Communi to create groups successfully and making good money doing it and creating a lot of transformation through that process as well. All right, I'm Sam Beckett. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.